getting a little bit worse. And I thought that when you work at a gas station, when you worked on the week, you would get paid that week. Beloved, that is not the way it works. I came to understand that it takes 2 weeks for your hours to get registered. And so that paycheck does not come immediately when you decide to quit. And Elder Cram, when I got my very first paycheck, when I was in Wildwood, you don't get nothing. So this was going to be my very first paycheck, and I put in my hours. And when I got my first paycheck, to say that I was disappointed will be an understatement. I had never heard of some dude called FICA. FICA, whatever they call him. Never heard of FICA. And I don't know who FICA was. And I didn't even know what FICA did. But let me tell you, Pastor Washington, that when you only earn $8.50 an hour, and you only work less than 40 hours in a week, by the time FICA hits your paycheck, you ain't making a whole lot of money. Beloved, I want to make sure that you catch this. I have to drive 20 minutes to get to the gas station, to work the graveyard shift that I don't even like, where I had to stand all night, mop the floor, clean the toilets after adults, working for a boss I don't even like on general principle, who told me that I could only take a 15-minute break to come back and wash and clean the toilets to people who don't even appreciate it in order to take a little bit of money home. I'll tell you, I quit. Why? Because what my boss was asking of me was more than what he was paying me. Beloved, there comes moments when you have to examine how much you're giving for how much you're getting, and ask yourself, is it worth it? If you really value yourself, you value your skills, if you value who you are, if you value what God has graced you to do, there come moments in life where you have to ask yourself, is this worth it? Beloved, I wish I could tell you that I only felt like that working at a gas station. But beloved, if I could be honest with you, and y'all know I'm always very honest with this church. If I could be honest with you, there have been many and multiple moments when I have felt that way while pastoring this church. I know you all didn't come to church to hear that. There have been many moments where I've come and I've wondered, is it worth it? You preach your hardest and you try your best, and there are always folks with criticism and something to say. Is it worth it? When rumors circulate about personal matters that ain't none of your business, is it worth it? Spending nearly 50 hours a week preparing a sermon, coming to church and preaching my heart out, and reaching a place where by the time Monday gets, I can hardly even walk and can hardly even speak. Is it worth it? I remember a time when I walked out of a 2-hour board meeting where nothing happened other than folks fighting over a vision that God has given you as a pastor of the house. Is it worth it? Sitting down in meetings where the same issue is debated over and over and over and over again, and people are not willing to follow the leadership of their pastor. Is it worth it? Taking the high road with people who like the gutter. Is it worth it? Having to cater to fragile egos and navigate around people's insecurities, is it worth it? Trying to do right with folks that always want to look for a cause and create problems. God, is this worth it? Beloved, please don't look at me like that. You've been there at your job. You've been there in your marriage, and you've been there in any organization that you've probably volunteered to. And believe it or not, you've even been there with God. So, beloved, you've asked yourself, is this Christian journey worth it? There's something that no one tells you about joining the church. And that is that sometimes it seems like walking with God is futile. It seems and feels like there is no reward walking with God, no reward worshiping God, no reward praying to God, no reward